Hi, viewers of Mission and Minister Sylvester. You're welcome to our channel this very afternoon. We are here with a very wonderful news, and do stay with us. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that. Share with a friend, someone very interesting to be with, someone who is really more productive. All we got today is making sure we understand the concept of seed sowing. Seed sowing actually practicals. I hope a whole lot is going on, but we still have to do and give out the best. Look, there are a lot of things happening, and it's because I'm the same person doing it all alone, like still doing it. I'm not saying that it's too hard for me or too difficult for me to do. Just join us here on this channel and do practicals of whatever you hear come out of my voice and out of my voice. Look, there is nothing to lose when you are on MMS channel. I'm telling you, the money you claim you have it already, and yet that money is not the food we eat. So I'm only saying that wisdom applies. So even if you have money and you don't have the wisdom for it, you know what happens. So we have to make such things happen. So share with someone this content. I'm going to be talking about 1983. There are people out there who made promises. That was when people utter a lot of prayers, and those prayers, a time comes that you are going to pay for it. So there's a reason, a need. You are the blood of 1983, and you have made all kinds of promises. This is where people actually truly made promises. They pray all kinds of prayers. Most people who really have promises made, and even some of them to a certain point, having covenant with other things. And so I'm saying that for this angel of life to come, then he definitely would be telling you about some of those things and things you might have also um, spoken to, and those spirits that you really, really have communicated to. You need those things. So I'm saying that it is very necessary. You need it, and you cannot joke with it at all. So we are going to apply seed sowing as it is practical. So as it's happening here in Ghana, it is also happening everywhere on this globe. So I'm saying that it's very necessary. This does not call for the church, the knowledge they lack. It does not call for traditionalists, the knowledge they lack. It does not call for spiritualists, the knowledge they lack. Because if you are a spiritualist, you definitely know what is needful, and you know that that's what you have to do. So if you're a spiritualist and you don't think of, like, you don't even have to think, like, the spirit will tell you what you need. If you are a flesh, you know what you need as a flesh. So you cannot be silent on what gives life to people or to many. If we claim, like most people as they do claim that, and God created all of us and we are children of the no. The scriptures do really emphasize on who even is a child of God. Those who are led by spirit, those who do spirit things. So at least those things you should know they are. But when it comes to this area, to everyone is having a kind of God. So it doesn't mean that when you are a child of God, telling simply that you're also a child of the Almighty. That's not. You may have a room, you may have a place to dwell somewhere someday, but it doesn't make you someone bigger than who really have achieved to that level, that highest level. Of course, that time people have to save. So there's the wisdom of seed is actually what you need. Now, what is the wisdom of seed we are talking about here right now? The wisdom of seed is actually picking up a seed like this and dropping that seed on a soil or any land or any ground or field, and calling for the Lord to give you the rains or to send down the rains or the waters. And that is the work of the prophet, or if there be any prophet. Because we don't see prophets like we are saying this thing here. There's not like really a prophet, but how do? You just take it like that, but it doesn't end it over there. The battle really doesn't end over there when you are seeing no prophet. Yet you have all there are most of them who call themselves prophet. You don't need what they call themselves, but at least the fruit of the Spirit. Thank you so much. We call to the Holy Spirit, the teacher of all things, to have control. Flesh cannot be obstruction to what we are saying. Now, I'm very much concerned about the seed sowing and what has become seed sowing in the sight of men now, and why there is a shortage of food. That's why you don't have the blessings. Because if I am hungry right now, it's because you have not have the knowledge or wisdom. So whatever I'm talking about now is that we are now going to do what? We are now doing it. So on the screen, as you can see, I have sown a seed here just in a couple of weeks, not even weeks, days ago, after following a consecutive kind of range, like we've had range. Someone is controlling all this, so I'm telling you about these things so that you follow this same thing and you can also have your food growing. I hope you get it. This maize or corn, and we have it also right here, and it's right here in Accra. So wherever you find yourself, if you're an angel, you can produce things. So I'm only putting this here, even if it's just one seed. It's one. But I'm only saying that if you also do this and you have a larger area to occupy more, then it's time to do it. Because this thing was long overdue, like since March, like way back, even before March, but there wasn't anybody to communicate to you. Look, if you don't send in your contributions so that I give you or supply you the wisdom or the spirit as you need it to produce all that you have to. Because if you don't have the spirit and you have a church, the church will not function. The church buys for themselves cars and tell you in the name of somebody. But you, as for you praying in the name of that same thing, you don't have that car. You know very well that the car you are using, the church did not buy it for you. You work for it somewhere else. Wherever they recognize you working, they bought for you the car. Wherever you are working, they support your cause and give you what you need to really carry on. Though it doesn't make you enter heaven. For entering into heaven, you have to look. People also make this point that there's no heaven. Look, whatever they claim, they have no point. I'm telling you, wisdom is what needs to speak the heaven's matter. If you are not a wisdom, the spirit of wisdom, you cannot say someone have wisdom without a spirit. I'm telling you, all who talk about wisdom is just someone's kind of thing they've learned. Whatever book you have read that you think you have wisdom, that's not wisdom. But it applies somewhere that at least people will see you to be of that interest, so that when wisdom is speaking or talking, you will apply it, and for you, you won't suffer because you need these things to survive. That's why you are that's why you're also kind of a fan. You are a fan to actually reach out to someone because they need it, and you yourself, you see the importance of being that wisdom. Seed sowing has become something. The church make business with your seed sowing because the church is not a ruler, the church is not a leader. You only see them to be in those places as leaders. Wherefore, Christ, as you were told, practically, they lived an exemplary life. That was by demonstrating what kind of power and spirit was available or that was due. As you know, Moses and all of that, none of them could live a life to stand in the name of the Lord to do this thing without a spirit. Those who did it to only a point, to a certain point or level, they were limited and they had themselves been destroyed by their enemies. How can this be if the Lord has sent you to do this? The Lord will prepare you fully for this cause. The Lord will make sure you have a power that when you speak, let no man contest this. Even if they try, let the nation cause them to fall. Because there are spirits on this land. The territories know the coming of this big or great man. Because he is a spirit too. Why do you fight spirits? Why is fight your own spirit that is in flesh? Do you now hate the flesh? And what is the importance of the spirit? Who are you going to be communicating to? If you're only a spirit and you have a spirit flesh that plays immortality, and you hate someone that has been created by blood and water, how can you receive of this person his praise when you exist and no one knows about you? I think this is also an area to tackle. So the church have turned seed sowing into only collection of money, so that whatever they mention to you in the church, you know today is money. Yet it's not money you eat. You dwell on what? Food. And this food stuff what you're going to be talking about. And This is the area of the angel. So the angel comes and he will be touching on all this. Seed sowing. I'm only saying this for the benefit of all who claim to prayerfully act in a way of the Lord. If you are receiving or expecting something to come from the Lord of heavens, then this is it. We came. They are God. Look, God, tradition, churches, cathedrals, Roman Catholic, whatever you call all these names. They were all in this world when the drought came. Now, what was their function over there? You were all hungry. So where were the spirits? Did you question them that, oh, do they also feel what you are feeling in flesh? Did you ask them these questions? No. Yet some of you, you had a lot of castings and prayer and covenants, and you don't keep those covenants. You don't walk in the way of the Lord at that time. I'm reminding you of a prayer you did utter in vain, or a prayer you uttered also to the Spirit, because you knew that the expectation of the Lord should produce an answer, so that when you say it, you should recognize it. That is said, you should know this person. You should know the voice of the angel. Obey him, for he will not pardon your transgression. So why am I to side with you if you are doing something that really do not fall in line with what the Lord is showing you? If you now do things like men do on earth, so that Constitution of Ghana says, Constitution of the USA says, politicians says, and the law of the Lord says, what were you giving the law? So you don't even know that. As for the Constitution, you were a part of it as they did it. Even though you were not there before the Constitution, but your forefathers, your grandfathers, like they were, it means that there were some people who handed down some kind of religion, some kind of laws of the state. So that if you are being told also that there was or there is a Lord that also gave you this same scripture that live by this or live with this, that you may receive life and strength. Would you doubt it? So that telling us you want to go back to your forefathers kind of worship. I don't even know which one is your forefather. Me, I don't have any forefather. Tell me one. Maybe you know one of them. So that when they are mentioning, I don't want to mention any of those things in this. I will only limit it to spirits. Yes. Someone who could not create a car for you or build a house for you that have electricity. You only live in that house, but there was no electricity. And you are saying that you are teaching people to go back to that way. Of course, specifically, you have to talk about things specifically on this, the point you're trying to make. You don't generalize it, because you know wisdom that is speaking majority, like wisdom that is speaking major issues. You cannot, as a minor person, speak in the air and think you have a part to rule. No. When something that is bigger than yours cometh, yours will be suppressed. The waters will subdue yours, like it will just swallow your own. Yes, because you cannot speak out loud like that. There is a cause to follow. If you know that you don't have this strength or wisdom, because of all who claim, oh, we are powerful, we are super powerful. Look, without the wisdom, you are not superpower. You're not powerful. Let the superpower of the Spirit, let the angels superpower take control now, and you see what will happen right now, even on the short of your screens. They have turned seed sowing into only collecting money from you. You who are supposed to be given by them, because it is assumed that they were the rich ones, the rich who should touch the needy. They are rather taking all from the needy without showing them how to make what they are taking from them. If you take money from someone and you preach the Bible to the person, you have done nothing, because you have killed the person, you have robbed the person. Yes, it means that you have to first show to them a little, so that when you are taking from them, you tell them, this is why you are now taking from them, because it's supposed to multiply unto you. How we get it? You cannot, with the Bible, claim that there is wisdom that says, Jesus says, no, Jesus did not say anything. Whatever you are saying today, Jesus hasn't said it. I am saying it so that you know what he has said. That is not written, because not all is in the books, because you cannot have the whole world in the book. Yet the whole world is in the book too. You have the mobile phone. I hope you get it. You got it. More internet works. The internet is everything to you, I'm telling you. Whatever you cannot find in this world, we have it on the internet, so that when you find it on street, know that it is already existing. So that there are a lot of things that you are to know. Yeah, those things pre-exist and you don't know about it. How do you think you can also walk into those things? You cannot have that. Let's be mindful of this. It is a season or a time that you sow seed. Do not turn or convert your sow or sowing of seed into what? Someone whose business is to only take money from you, so that they have 1,000 cities today and I don't have one city even now. Bring this, the one who is showing the wisdom, support his cause. That when the person who robs or kind of take from you always comes up, you say, no, there is a man that speaks for me. That is when you apply Christ, if there be any Christ for you. Your days, in these days, you also have what? Christ, someone who is Christ. And not just Christ, but the body of all the saints. You don't know that person is living with you. He's the same person showing you a path. Once you have the Spirit, let everything confess not who you are, but the Spirit would make it happen. Possibly because there are promises and covenants, but those covenants is not yours, so you cannot win it unless you place yourself under those things, yes, and then you work for it. So if there be anything, doing good is not just going about doing good or giving to your, don't give your good to the churches if they don't have any spirit. If for just the Bible's sake, go and buy the Bible. Be with the Bible. If it's currency, be with this. Now look for the angel that should guide you through those books, because it were handed to you by spirits. Yet in your time, you are receiving it from flesh, human beings. So that for you to understand it, it's only the Spirit, like we are telling now. So someone says, sing along what I'm doing right now, and you need it. Also, get ready for another Grandmaster workshop. Someone is also giving. So the spirits are bringing me all that I should tell you. So that I'm also mentioning it. He said airport edition. So if you are, wherever you're located, just be mindful of this. You need it. If you need to see me, I'll show you myself right now. You know, some of you can't do without me. You just want to see my face, and I will not fail you. How long will you keep me hungry, and I keep also producing for you always what you need? The food you need to eat, I'm showing you that you need it. So you and I need it. If I sow seed, or if I sow a seed that is of maize, and this maize should be ready, is that what we're going to eat? Are we going to substitute money for this or into this? How are we going to do that? After sowing a seed that has been fruitful, when the seed is ready, you are going to carry it over and turn it into stone before you eat. How does that apply? No. Do not limit yourself in these days to pastors. They have nothing to offer, I'm telling you. All they have is the Bible. So you need to go and buy the Bible. If you think you have something, buy the Bible so that you live with the Bible and live by the Bible, not just by the Bible, by the holiness. You know, there's a thing that they keep always, holiness, the virginity. What makes you stand before the Bible? What makes you stand before a book that is handed down to you by somebody or forefathers? People say that the Bible does not make sense. I'm not saying that that is your point, though. I'm changed right now. I hope you can see. This same Bible matters carries Africa issues before it went to Israel and to Greece, many other places. And now we found it in the hands of what the winners. Who are the winners? They won. The Americans, because they carry black people from America, from Africa, in Ghana, especially from my people in Konya. If you don't know that the Konya people are living in US, they are kingdoms, and they come down. If you don't have your DNA and RNAs to prove who you are, my people have it. They are kingdoms. So me, for US, it's my kingdom already. So if you are speaking against US, I'm like, you don't know the angel that is fighting for USA. I'm in the White House right now as I state here. I can seek authority from the White House. You don't know what is there. I don't think I should disclose to you what is in the White House right now. He's not a president, but that's not a president. I'm only saying this for you to know the world is not ruled by president unless you are a spirit and you are able to what? Do things with the spirit and what they show you, like the guidance of the angels. Because if you are a mere human and you only go to school to become what you are as a leader, you are not, of course, you are not even in the shoes of, because it is this finger that made you what you are. But if the Lord places on you what you are, wow, who can take it off? human being can overthrow you out of that office. But if you have a spirit and power, you rule over them because your goodness and power, you brood over them like, yeah, I hope you know what I'm saying. So do your best. Sign this. We are talking of food, fruitfulness. You need it. Look, you are not to be preached fruitfulness and later only do a thing that really do not produce the fruit. You are being deceived. You are being robbed. This is what we are talking of. I'm talking about this. I saw this seed. Look at the ground, the floor. How we can see? Like gravels and all this. But I saw this seed that you may know that wherever there's an angel or life, you see things spring out like this. You don't know why you're lacking behind. America had to build their economy all on agriculture. You didn't know before going into more of spirituality because they are based on what? Spirit, the God that live, the God that had carried them from one place to the other to also discover. That is the kind of God. You see the hand? Yes, if you are not of this, you can never win it. If I need food to eat right now and I have any land available to me like this, why would I not sow seed? Sow seed and I can eat of it. I will get it. But if you sow seed and it's not raining, wow, that means there is so before you sow seed, there must be what? A God or guardian angel. Someone guiding you through. So that you will not get up and sow a seed when that seed you know very well is not going to sprout. So seed sowing cannot be turned into paper collection. Please, let's be mindful of this. The Lord is with us and let the Lord rule. I don't think I have anything to shout. The joy I should shout, everything right here is this. Yes, we have all things. Even if we have it in our possession, we need a wisdom to rule. The church cannot become a thing like that. Is not even a church. So in the house of the Lord, send your money into the house of the Lord. Send your seed into the house of the Lord, so that now you find yourself on the what? On the field. You don't know why you are being enslaved. You don't know education is the same slavery. So that those who use the wisdom of the Spirit of the Lord, then it becomes what? Practicals on their field. So that you now see people hiring you. You don't know why they hire you. Because they have something practical. Because your own has become a paper or a script, that is why you have to get someone to employ before. If you need your degree to be in any office, it should be the same food. Give your degree a try. Put it on the gardens, like in the floor, you have to make it. So if you go and work for someone, you can save small and gain something. So after gaining a little, you can also invest it in the natural, powerful, spiritual, supernatural, powerful way. Oh yes. Someone is listening right now. Thank you so much. All this, the seed, as you conserve, you have to conserve the seed. So the wisdom to understand that we need to eat always is the what? The wisdom of the seed. Because the seed itself is giving you a reminder that if you don't sow a seed of maize, you will never reap of maize. So that if someone should sell to you a seed and say, under this economy, I'm selling it 100 cedis, you have no say because you have not sown a seed. I want to thank you so much. So remember in 1983, this is what you weren't doing. Because you didn't have any blessed man of God or you didn't have any angel. Of course, if you had angels, you have a prophet. So that even if you cannot be with the angel, the prophet will have an encounter so that he will convey the message of the angel to you. And that message of the angel is the message of the Lord of Spirit and from the higher world. Something that you cannot receive. Like now you have mobile phone. You just pick up your phone and you are calling someone over the internet or over the speed of wave. That once you are given this code, look at this wonderful thing. The wisdom of having billions and trillions of people using mobile phone, but everyone calls the right number and goes to the right person. So that if you dial a wrong number, you don't know what has happened. Conditions apply to. You need this. Look, all you need is this. Don't make yourself that little, even as a child knows that I need breast milk. So what of you? How about you? Are you making the good use of the time available to you or not? Today we need to look so sweet that you may understand the wisdom Look, I'm saying that if there be an angel on this land, every other end of this world or this globe shall profit from this because it is spirit. So we travel, we meet them all in every way. That is the power of an angel. Because if you lack knowledge, I don't think you know what you are saying. If you have the information already, you don't have to have it in your head. The spirit, as you open your mouth, as they hit on it, you are going to talk about it because the wisdom, once they open that door, you're going to definitely talk about this. Let not people out there only preach and preach. What are you preaching? Let the seed of what you preach be made known to us, not make reference. If you can enter the Bible, please keep yourself in there. Shout it at yourself. Because we don't need what you are preaching that do not become fruit for us to eat. We don't need it. What you need, I'm only saying that what you need is the practicality of what you are preaching. I hope you get it. Don't put me into your wisdom that is small. I don't fit well into your smaller brain, into your smaller body. I am not. Because the Lord knows best. That's why He kept me in myself. Do this and you see that we are all moving on. There will be no shortage of food. Someone only want to cause you to have low shortage or like shortage of food. You know what I'm saying? So that when they come with their own, then they will rule over you.